You are now listening to the Vitalize Podcast. Hey yo, what up, family? Welcome back to the Vitalize Podcast. You're here with your friendly neighborhood host, Mr. Marcus Black, and I'm so incredibly, what am I? Somebody tell me, because I know you know. But if you don't say it, I'm going to tell you anyway. I'm incredibly excited, elated, and ecstatic just to be in your presence today, man. Listen, I know I took a little hiatus. Some of y'all's like, what? I just got several messages of unhappy people that are like, brother, I need you to get it together. And I just appreciate you guys caring, and I appreciate the love and the support. Those of you that's been sharing the messages, my goodness, you're incredible. Thank you, because that's how the message grows. Listen, without you, there is no Vitalize Podcast. Without you and the demand, without you caring, without you reaching out, this doesn't happen. So I just want to say thank you to those that's been rocking. Shout out to you. Now, if you're here for the very first time, ain't no such thing as a second-time guest. We family now, so pull on up. Sit back, relax, and enjoy yourself, because we're about to do some growing today. I want to tell y'all about a really incredible experience I just had. So we're going to get into that. Obviously, there will always be lessons attached to the stories that I tell. So if you're here for the very first time, I want to say welcome. And if you are into inspiration, motivation, affirmation, then you have found your family. Pull on up and let's have a good time together. Some of y'all are like, what just happened? I know it's a blast of energy, but I'm just high off life, man. People are like, what kind of coffee is that dude on? I need some of that. None. I don't drink coffee. I am coffee. So let me be your coffee as you traverse and navigate and meander these streets to purpose on this thing that we call life. So that to say, man, I just thank y'all. Listen, if you will do me a favor, just keep sharing, man. Feel free. Find a clip. Find it on my Instagram at mblackspeaks. Shameless plug. Tag me there and a story, and I love to reshare that and just show other people what they're missing out on. This community is incredible and incomparable. Now, without further ado, I want to let you all know about an experience I just had. And it was an incredible experience. I know some of y'all see my shirt. If you're watching, you see my shirt. There it is. Dun, 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 dun. If you're not watching, you don't see my shirt. And like, can you tell us what's on the shirt? For those of us who cannot see it, yes, I can. What's on my shirt is the Cheer Choice Awards logo, world famous Cheer Choice Awards, presented by Spread the Cheer USA, just took place in fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada. And I was there. And oh my goodness, what an incredible, incomparable time we had. I want to talk specifically about this because I know that obviously many of you were not able to attend. Some of you listening were there. So if I got to meet you there, if you met me there and found me there, shout out to you. Welcome to the family. I'm super grateful to have you. Got to hug your neck, take lots of pretty pictures, got to dress up, all the things. But for those of you who maybe been out of the loop, haven't seen me online, don't exactly know what this is, I'll just give you a quick breakdown. Basically, there's a nonprofit called Spread the Cheer USA, started by my dear friend and BFF, Danielle Claudio, the one and only. She just decided one day, while literally sitting in her own misery after a personal traumatic experience, that I'm never going to get where I want to go. I'm never going to live a life of purpose. I'm never going to be full or fulfilled sitting and wallowing in my misery. So I'm going to take this influence I have online. I don't know if it's possible to do anything with it, but I'm going to try. Reached out to a couple of friends. They did a project where they raised some money to take care of some families in need, and it went crazy. And they did way more than they thought they could. And she felt amazing for the first time because she realized that things were bigger than her. And even though her own circumstances were a little bit heavy and grim in the moment, there's something magical that happens when you choose to step outside of yourself to give something back to a hurting world, to give something for those in need. There's nothing more powerful than serving those in need. So if you need to serve someone else outside of yourself, then that is the quickest way to refuel and replenish your heart, to refresh your heart. Matter of fact, there's a scripture in a great book that says, those who refresh others will themselves be refreshed. And that's exactly what she did with Spread the Cheer. And then it became a big thing. And now, year round, year over year over year, Spread the Cheer is taking care of people in need. Hashtag bars, Dr. Seuss. You can call me that, man. But that's what they're doing. They're taking care of all these people. And it's been an incredible journey. And before I even get into where I'm going with that, let me just stop here for a minute, because I think that's the first lesson we can learn today just from Danielle. I think there's a lot of you listening right now that's just kind of in this fray. You're in the fray right now. Or, yeah, matter of fact, that's going to be the next episode. The next episode, we're going to talk about that place. It's a place of my man, Mr. Neighborhood Nipsey Hussle, may his soul rest, where he talked about being stuck in the grind. So if you ever been stuck, make sure you come back next week. In order to do that, make sure you subscribe. Tap in, download the podcast, whatever you need to do in order to make sure you don't miss that one. There's a lot of people who are in that place right now, and you feel like you're trying, but it's not good enough. You feel like you're fighting, but you just can't quite get where you're going. You keep having setback. Every time you take 2 steps forward, you take 4 steps back. And so you feel like you're getting nowhere. You feel like your business is growing, but not at the rate you'd like. Or maybe you signed a bunch of new clients, or maybe you're seeing some success on your job, but it's not manifesting into just the fruit that you wanted to. Things are still a little bit slower than you want them to be. You aren't seeing the profit margins that you want, even though you're having success. Like, what is happening? Why is this not working? Why is this so hard? And then it takes one painful experience. It takes one sickness. It takes one crippling, debilitating situation to knock you off your rocker. And then you feel like throwing in the towel. And then you feel like, where's my motivation? Where's my inspiration? You feel like you don't have it. You know how I know? Because I've been there. But this is where we learned a lesson from my dear friend Danielle, because she could have chose to wallow, and maybe she did for a while, and maybe you do for a while. And give yourself grace if you've been in that space. It's okay. But at some point, that time has to run out for the wallowing, and you got to get up and do something. And she got up and did something. And when she got up, she created a movement that now many of the biggest, most influential creators on the planet have got behind to build hope and spread cheer around the world. And we all have that choice to make. Will I allow my circumstances to control me so much so that I become inactive, that I lose hope, that I stop showing up? Or will I dig deeper? Will I tap in and do that which I was created to do? Will I tap in and do what I was put here to do? And will I create hope and help, thus fulfilling my own personal mission on the planet? Will you? That's my question. I'm talking to you right now. Will you stay in this lowly place of pain, hurt, trauma? Or will you find the inner resolve, the strength that's inside of you, that's been inside of you since the day that you were born, the resilience to just show up and put one foot in front of the other? Will you? Choice is yours. And I'm going to choose to be like my friend Danielle, and I want you to do the same in showing up for yourself and showing up for others. And that's what this organization is all about. They're giving hundreds of thousands of dollars in gifts, in food, in utilities, in just taking care of families in need. And that's so beautiful. So they do this massive event once a year called the Cheer Choice Awards. And this is an awards ceremony that serves 2 purposes. Number 1, it's a fundraiser for Spread the Cheer, because they make tons of money that they're able to tangibly use to meet real needs of families in needs. And then they celebrate creators who use their platforms for good. So basically you go and it's a love fest. You get there and there's happy feelings in the air and happy people everywhere. There's hugs, there's laughter. It's like a family now. This was my 3rd year being a part. And it's like a family. Yes, I was nominated for an award. Those of you who rock with your boy, I didn't win an award this time. I didn't take home a physical trophy. And I'm super elated and beyond happy for those who did, because they deserve it. And it was their moment in the sun. And I was clapping and cheering and screaming for every one of them. You know why? Because it doesn't take anything away from you to celebrate somebody else. Maybe it's not your moment. And it's okay if it's not your moment. Some of y'all right now is bitter and looking like a frog in the face because you see somebody else around you winning and you're sad. You sad about it. You're mad about it. You're upset about it. Why? Family, listen to me. It's okay for you to celebrate somebody else's win. It doesn't take anything from you, and it takes nothing from me. Shout out to all the winners of the 2025 Cheer Choice Awards. I was not one of those recipients, but I feel like everybody who came to that building walked away a winner because what we all received was hope. We all received love. We all received hugs. We all met some of our favorite creators on the planet, and we all shared laughs. We all shared tears. We all just had beautiful moments of connection. And so I really want to share over these next few minutes is the importance of connection. I think some right now, I'm about to heal some hearts right now because a few of you are completely and utterly afraid to open yourself to the relationships needed to succeed. But guess what? I hate to tell you. No, it's not true. I'm happy to tell you. If I'm a rude awakening, I'm sorry. Not sorry. Sometimes you need someone to care enough to push you to open yourself because you've been hurt before, you've been spit on before, you've been stabbed in the back before, and you find yourself isolating more and more and more. You think that you don't need people. That's a dangerous place to be, my friend. Idle mind is not only the devil's workshop, it's the place where your greatest fears and anxieties come to fruition because there's nothing to contradict the lies that you've bought and believed about yourself. In that isolated place, you're in the danger zone. In that isolated place, when you start thinking, I'm not enough, I'm not good enough, I don't look the part, I don't sound the part, I don't have the qualifications, I don't have the money, I don't have the resources, there's nothing to snap you out of that. There's no one to grab you, hug you, remind you of how beautiful and how great you are. Speaking of Cheer Choice Awards, one of my favorite creators on the planet, Miss Ophelia Nichols, her and Derek are crazy, incredible. Mama and Papa Todd, that's family. And we had a moment here recently on the Kindness Wins cruise. Remind me to tell y'all about the Kindness Wins cruise, by the way. Yeah, let's talk about it. But her and I and my wife and her husband sitting having this beautiful conversation. And my wife sometimes can find herself falling victim to feeling because of her childhood traumas that she's just not enough, not good enough, not pretty enough, not thin enough, not all these things that society says. And Miss Ophelia, Mama Todd, looked my boo in her soul and said, girl, you are so beautiful at this moment. Like for no other reason than just because you just are beautiful, you smart, just affirmed her, looking into her soul. And it had me over there in tears, man, about to mess up my makeup. I don't actually have makeup for those of you wondering. My skin just, I kind of woke up like this. It's just glowing. Now I'm kidding. Shout out to Rose Records, you know what I'm saying? Taylor with the lights. That's all that is. But it really hit me in my heart and my feels because to just have a human being that can interrupt the destructive pattern or cycles of thought is invaluable. But it's got to be the right people. That's the caveat. It's got to be the right people. And some of you have surrounded yourself with people who only tear you down. Some of you have surrounded yourself with people who only disrupt and destroy and laugh. And every time you share an idea, they got something negative to say and a reason why it can't work rather than a reason why it can. Every time you say you want to expand. And it's different to have wise people who just ask you questions to help you succeed, but you know what I'm talking about when that person is just being negative and they just don't want to see you succeed. Every time you're with them, you feel worse about yourself and your dreams and your goals and what your passions and what you're trying to become. That ain't it, family. That's not it. And so you're surrounded by the wrong people. So I'm going to challenge you right now. Evaluate your circle. Evaluate your circle. Because I'm thinking of some of you specifically right now. I'm picturing you. And you doing some good things right now. But the level to which you can expand exponentially and grow is going to come down to the relationships that you have. And the biggest thing I love about Spread the Cheer USA and the Cheer Choice Awards is the relationships I've built and the relationships that I continue to expand, grow, and walk away with. Those relationships have opened doors for me. Those relationships have created opportunities for me. Those relationships have put money in my pocket. Those relationships have increased my following. Shoot, my Instagram engagement is up 1,300% in the last week just as a result of all of the new beautiful eyeballs who have now seen the work of M Black Speaks as a result of the relationships from the Cheer Choice Awards. So I'm going to always be an advocate. I'm going to always celebrate this movement, this mission, because it warmed my heart. Let me just finish by telling you this. Let me finish that thought I was just on. You need to make sure that you have your community. I challenged you to evaluate who's in your circle. If they're not people who give you life, then you need to figure out how you can decrease their role and influence in your life. If they're not people who are building you, if they're not people who are supporting you, if they're not people who are helping you construct a plan and giving you tools, tactics, strategies, and resources, then you need to limit the impact and the influence they have on your mind and your heart, and you need to shift that into a greater circle. How do I find a circle of people? You got to tap into a community. How do I find a community? Well, it starts with finding like-minded and like-hearted people, where you can get in around a group that's focused on something bigger than themselves. Easiest way, church. Church is a way. Find you, and you're like, I've been to church, and them people all fake, and they all hypocrites, and they hurt me. They might have. That was that church, though. You cannot make the assumption of an entire group, a thing, an entity based upon a couple of negative experiences with individual people. Because there's a lot of messed up people. Because guess what? The church is not a building. The church is not God. The church is the people of God, and people are imperfect, and people will hurt you. Hurt people, even in the church. So that's not a reason to not find a life-giving community in the church, if that's what you need. Now, some of y'all is just like completely over it. That's not the only place. Community centers. Local nonprofits are all communities. Young adult groups. Young leadership groups. Almost every city has some kind of young leadership groups. They have older leadership groups, entrepreneur groups. Like, search. Get on Facebook. Get on the Book of Faces and search there. Google search in my area. Community groups. Advocacy groups. What's your passion? Knitting groups, sports groups, podcast groups, whatever your interest is, there's group for it. I promise. Scary Stories group. Yeah, you can go as far as you want with the groups. Whatever you're into, there's a group for it. I can guarantee it. Probably near you. You know what I'm saying? So find you a group of people. Find you a community. Most importantly, make sure they're life-giving. Make sure they care about the things that matter most, and make sure they're fighting for something that matters so that you can be the best version of yourself. And I have found community in Spread the Cheer. I found family in Spread the Cheer. I have people to check on me when I'm down from Spread the Cheer. I have people to challenge me from Spread the Cheer. They put a spotlight on my gift through Spread the Cheer. They introduce me to world changers through Spread the Cheer. I got a community, and I ain't letting it go. Because they rocking with me, and I'm rocking with them, and I am an advocate for you finding the same in your life. If you want to be a part of this community, tap in. Find out how you can be a part. Find out how you can volunteer at the next event. Find out how you can be a part of Spread the Meals on 8/8 when we pass out 88 meals to homeless. Find out how you can be a part of the back to school event. Find where we give away free backpacks and supplies to needy schools and children. Find out how you can be a part of Santa's Helpers. Find out how you can be a part of the Thanksgiving Drive, Minnie's Pantry in Dallas. Find out how you can be a part of a community. Come serve together, come grow together, and come build together because you can. So that's it. It really ain't nothing left to say. Shout out to Spread the Cheer USA. Shout out to the Cheer Choice Awards. Shout out to all the recipients and all my friends and family who I have met there. But guess what? The relationships matter, and those are driving hope and purpose in my life, and I'm challenging you to find you a community, get you a circle that's gonna do the same in your life so that you can go live your purpose, so that you can go leave an impact, so that you can spread hope and cheer, and you can leave this world better than you found it, and you do it because you can. Vitalize.